Hello everybody, this is another Hot Wheels collector video. Today we are looking at another Hot Wheels mainline. This is the 17 Ford GT from Hot Wheels 2022, nearer the start of the year, I believe in G-Case or somewhere around there. This is awesome. As you can see, it's in blue, and I got this one from a B&M store. It was when they had a restock of older case cars last year, near the end of last year, which was really nice to see because actually it allowed me to get some of the older cars. I have managed to get a load of 2022 older cars as well from Smiths. They appear to have had a restock of older cars as well very recently, so I will be going through them very soon. But anyways, let's get into this actual review and showcase for the car. Alright, so starting off with the side of the car, we do not have any tampo work. Zooming on it a little bit there for you. No tampo work, but this car is obviously in that standard blue. It is not metallic. On the wheel choice though, we do have these 5-star spokes in black. Very, very nicely done. For the detailing of this casting, we do have this lovely side vent, which I'm going to turn the cast. It does not go through to the very rear of the car like the real car. It does have a solid piece between that, so it's not one singular hole in the casting, unfortunately for that one. It's blocked by plastic and I think also metal, because obviously it's quite difficult to get those shut-offs to work for vents like that in the manufacturing process. For the side skirt, it is created using the black base plastic, as well as that little bit there as well on the side there, representing obviously a nice colour break, which obviously Ford did on the real Ford GT. You can see this car sadly does not have wing mirrors. That is quite disappointing, but this is a mainline, so I will let them off with that. But if it was premium, then we'd be having a bit of a different discussion about that. Now let's take a look at the front of the car. So first, this car does have windshield wipers. Very, very nice. As you can see, they're in the actual plastic of the window piece. Very, very nice. As for tampo work, we have this lovely striping. So we have 4 stripes. The 2 smaller ones actually do come to an end on the hood, but the 2 larger ones come right to the Ford badge, which is also tampoed on there. Very nice. As you can see, them stripes were done in black tampo work. You can also see the headlights have been done on this car. Very accurate to the real life car. It's nice to see that they actually used the realistic looking headlights instead of just putting like a blob or something there to represent them. Really, really nicely done there. You can also see the lower grille portion of this car is also created using the black base plastic. The actual metal casting also has 2 hood vents, accurate to the real life Ford GT. Very, very nicely done there, as you can see. They are not tampoed, obviously just part of the actual cast itself. Moving on to this side, it is identical to the previous. I'm not going to go over everything on there. You can pause the video and have a look for yourself if you wish. Here's the rear. It's very, very nicely done. So you can see the continuation of those 4 stripes. Once again, you can see the end just before we get to the spoiler. Obviously, this car in real life has active aero. And then those 2 thicker and much longer stripes do not end, actually. They don't come to an end on the black back. They just kind of run out of room to run, I suppose. Then on the rear, we do have the rear lights, which have also been done in the casting. They are not tampoed, but obviously you could add your own details using something like acrylic paint or even a Sharpie. The exhausts have also been done. Those are obviously centrally positioned. Very, very nicely done. And they're in the cast itself. Again, not detailed, but you could add those details yourself. We also have 2 obviously vents. That vent continues from, can you see that? That's meant to be like a vent, that little hole in the actual casting there. And that would run underneath the spoiler and out the back. It's all for aerodynamics and making this car obviously perform better in a straight line, but also around corners. So that's very nicely casted there. And you can also see the rear bumper is also created using the base plastic, which is obviously black, as I've said before. Very, very nice colour break there, and it's very accurate to the real life model. Alright, moving on back out, let's take a look at the roof of this car. So up here you can see that continuation of that tampoed stripe in black. Obviously it's the 4 stripes. You've got the smaller one, then the 2 larger ones, then another smaller one. It's very, very nice looking, and the top profile of this car is very accurate to the real life one. There it is. You can see this rear window is also very nicely done. It is textured, so on the left and the right we do have small bumps, obviously to make this look a lot more accurate to the real life car. And obviously the engine is in the rear of this car, and I'm pretty sure, let me try and get this a little bit better for you. You can see it in there. It is created using the interior black plastic. I don't know if you can see in there. It's very difficult to see even off camera, but there is an engine in there. Very nice. Obviously, lots of supercars have that rear large window just so you can see the engine, which is oftentimes very pretty looking. And that's really it for this one. I'm going to zoom on out, and I'm going to give you my final verdicts and opinions on this car. Alright, so now for my final opinions and verdicts. So, this is a really good, well done casting. I'm really liking it. Obviously, it would have been nicer to see some more detailing, as only really the top has tampo work, which is kind of stingy on Hot Wheels' part. But it is very nicely done for what we have here. Very accurate looking to the real life model, and for that I cannot complain. Really nice to see this car. Obviously, it's one of them ones where it's a supercar, but I feel like it's one of them ones that not so many people know about. Obviously, everybody turns to Lamborghini and all that for your supercars and hypercars, but people forget about this, the Ford GT from 2017. Just a really underrated car. Even though people do know about it, there's quite a lot of people who kind of don't, and even car people sometimes forget about this car. And it's a really nice tribute to the years upon years of heritage the Ford GT has for racing and things like Le Mans for Ford, and winning quite a few races as well. So now it's time to rate it out of 10, as we usually do in all of my videos. So out of 10, what do I give this car? I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. Very nice. Remember, everything 7 out of 10 or higher is something that I would recommend you purchase, and it's a really nice car, and this is no exception. If you see this in a store, it might get recolored. It hasn't this year yet, so keep an eye out next year for a recolor. It might happen. It's really great, and I do recommend you pick it up if you see it. Do not sleep on this one, because it is a really nice casting, and it's really well done, to be honest. Very well done by Hot Wheels. Very accurate to the real life thing. The only thing obviously that people may be complaining about is that rear vent, especially if it comes to premium. But honestly, it's awesome. Really nice mainline car. And yeah, that's really it for this video. So with that being said, if you enjoyed, make sure to like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and remember you can also press the notification bell so you do not miss any new uploads. Remember, you can also share this video in any groups or with any friends or family who may be interested in this video. But remember, don't feel pressured to if you don't have anybody who you think may be interested. Anyways, that is it for this video. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye everyone.